What's up out there? Today we're taking a look at a game called Cauldron. This is developed by Sleepy Dad Games, published by Caketown Interactive. It should be releasing a few hours after this video goes live on May 21st, 2025. The game is going to be priced at $14.99. There is currently a demo available. I'm not sure if the demo is going to stay live after the game gets released. Some developers leave the demo up, some of them take it down because it doesn't necessarily represent the game. But at the moment, there is a demo, and there are no reviews on Steam because the game is not released yet, and this is available on Steam. I am bringing you this video because the publisher reached out and asked if I was interested in checking the game out, and here we are. What Cauldron is, and what I thought it was to begin with, was more of an idle game, because I do say idle in the actual description, but I would say it's more of there's mini games in here, there's turn-based combat, there is some idling, but it's not what I would consider an idle game. It's more of a turn-based game with turn-based RPG with some mini games and stuff like that. There's some upgrade trees and things. We'll get into all that as we dive into this, but it's a little hard to describe this one. I would almost say it's a turn-based RPG, but that's not the entire story. There's a bunch of things that go on with this, and it all makes up the whole. So there's the mini games, there's the turn-based combat, there's how you apply your passive points to your characters and all that. There's a whole bunch of little heroes, and each hero has different options with them. So it's a little bit more to it than you would think. And it's not just as simple to throw it's not an idle game. It's not just a turn-based game. There's a lot to it. There's more than it meets the eye. Now, the basic premise of this is you're going to have to clear off darkness off the map, and you do that through the turn-based combat. You raise your character's power by going and playing the mini games and converting stuff you earn in the mini games into the Cauldron, which you'll see all that. I'm pretty sure how all that works. Some of this, either I didn't read the directions very well, or it doesn't say some things, and I'm going to probably guess that I didn't read the directions, but I've pieced together, I think, how it's supposed to be played, and I'm all the way at the end of one of the game modes. There's multiple game modes, lots of achievements. There's like 80 different achievements or something like that. So if you're an achievement hunter, there's a lot of achievements to get on here, and there's multiple game modes. So I think I'm at the end of one game mode, and once you defeat that, you unlock some of the other game modes as you go. So there's a lot of replayability with this, it would appear. Now, let's dive into the options because this comes up. There is not really anything under gameplay. There are the usual windowed or full screen and resolution options for the video settings, pretty much what you would expect in here. I have been playing this game just in windowed mode, and you can throw it on your second monitor if you want. There's been times where I've just gone off and done something else and let this game run in the background. Like the combat, you can just let go in the background. You'll see it when we get into the combat section. So it's a good second monitor game, and there are options for that. There's your standard audio options. I don't think you can rebind I guess you can swap controller buttons or whatever, but there's nothing to really rebind. When we jump into this, I would actually recommend playing this game with the keyboard, not the mouse. Like the mouse does work and everything, but I found that the mouse movement was kind of, I don't want to say bad. It was wonky and weird, and I didn't really like it all that much. I actually started playing this with the keyboard, and it basically uses WASD or arrow keys, the enter key, and spacebar. It's not a real complicated game. It plays really well with gamepad. It plays really well on my Steam Deck. So it's not necessarily a mouse-driven game, and if you just play with the keyboard, WASD or whatever, it's fairly comfortable and easy to play. Let's see here. If we look at this, there are 3 different profiles. I have no idea why there's 3 different profiles. Maybe different people play the game. I'm not sure, but you have profile options. If you go into here, there are up to 10 different saves. Once again, it seems a bit excessive for 10 different saves. However, there are multiple game modes. So I've got standard, tougher enemies, pacifist, and idle queued up right now. If I go in to create another game mode, there are 3 more. I don't know what this one does, but if I break the barrier in any game mode, it will unlock this one. There's one called evil mode, and I presume that's what the skull is, and it's just got question marks, so I don't know how to unlock that one. But evil mode sounds cool. I don't know what it is, but it sounds evil, and I'm always intrigued by that. So I'm sure it's fun. I'm sure it's interesting, but there is replayability is basically what I'm showing you here. And then the star one, I have no idea what this one is either because it's locked, but you have to beat at least 2 game modes to unlock that. Idle mode, the game plays itself poorly. Auto battle is locked on and mini games repeatedly play themselves, but auto collect is slower. Pacifist is no fighting at all. Bribe your way to victory. Auto collect is 10 times faster. Tougher enemies. Enemies have double HP and action speed, but the Cauldron is cheaper to upgrade, which means more talent points. And then standard is the default game mode. I've played it on standard. That's where I've got the most completion at, which we will go load into this. And I'll just give you a little brief overview. If we go over here to the map, this is basically the entire game. I've got everything unlocked and I've got this the final battle over here. It is a tough battle, and I really need to go play some of these mini games to try to succeed on it. For the mini games, there's an apple collection thing over here. There's like a fishing game over here. There is, what was this one? Digging into the ground over here. So there's 3 mini games around this, and then there's a cauldron. Up here is like an ice fishing mini game. I didn't really care for that one all that much. It's tough. And then there's a mine cart. What did I call this thing here? Vampire Survivors. I really dug this one a lot. So that's kind of basically the gist of what you're trying to do here is to clear all this map out. I'll show you what the map looks like on a different game mode, but this is what it looks like completed. And this took me about 4 hours to play this. It's not terribly difficult. It is not complete by any means. Obviously, I have this boss to fight up here. There are people you can dig up out of the ice over here, which I haven't even gotten any of those out yet. And you can play these mini games. As you play these things, you can go to the cauldron and get points for your character. So that's where I'm at right now is I really need to focus on building up my characters to defeat these 2 bosses over here. So there are these chests which gather. So if I go click on the chest, I now have whatever resources those were gathering. And if I read this sign, it will tell me this is the idle part of it, is the auto gathering portion of it here. And it will tell me all the darkness it's cleared. And, you know, I found all my allies. Let's see how much darkness is left. I have not completed any game modes. Here's the collection. There's still some other resource that I haven't quite got auto collecting yet. I'm not sure what that's about. And that is kind of about it from here. Let's do the apple thing. So you're going to try to catch apples. You don't want to catch the ones with skulls on them. And this is kind of my least favorite, my least favorite game modes. It's interesting, I guess. It's okay. I don't know. I don't really feel like I'm getting a lot out of this one necessarily. It's fun. Reminds me of a game I used to play on Atari called Kaboom, where you had to catch these bombs that were getting dropped by a prisoner. So you go through, you catch apples, you go over here to the upgrade section, and then you've got this passive tree of all kinds of different things. Like we can get more apples to drop, bigger basket size, more movement speed, get that little ghost to help you out. You've got a dash, you've got extra time. And then as you upgrade all this, you get extra tiers to keep going up. So you also have an auto buy upgrades to automatically buy upgrades starting with the cheapest, which I have not been using. I've been kind of prioritizing things. When I use this, it's going to probably use up all the apples that I have up here. So it did. And now we have all these upgrades purchased and the tree just keeps going and going for a while. There's quite a bit over here. So there is a lot to this, but when you go and try again, you're going to have a gargantuan bar. Looks like it's shooting, probably shooting all the negatives or all the skulls. So it lets you catch more. Yeah. So the game mode just kind of evolves as you play. So it's pretty cool. I did not really like this one all that much, so I didn't give it a whole ton of time, but it is a pretty cool game. Or it is a pretty cool mini game. So the more you invest into your upgrades, the more you're going to get points out of it. And if you keep playing this thing and collecting, collecting apples and all that, you'll just keep building up your apple bank. Again, these are all going to get used in the cauldron. And this is, they're all golden apples. Nice. I obviously didn't play this one far enough. There's been a lot of idling going on, so it's idled a lot in the background, and it's like this thing over here is automatically collecting. So if I go over here and take this, you'll see my numbers go up. That's because this is just idling in the background. You have to actually go over here, click on it to take the contents out. But that's the Apple game. It gets better as you go. I didn't really care for it early on because it's really slow. But once you get this thing auto collecting for you and that builds up, that gives you a whole bunch of upgrades and it makes it a lot better. There is a fishing mini game. So if we go over here and we do the same thing, we'll just auto buy a bunch of upgrades. There's, you can go deeper. There's weighted hooks to make it go down faster, I presume. And less bad fish, more good fish, that kind of thing. We'll go here and do a fish. So we hit the enter key to, why is that? Got a pink circle on it. So basically you want to avoid, oh, we got mines and stuff coming up. You want to avoid the red fish and capture all the blue fish. If you catch a red one, you get -2. And some of these other fish, like these guys here, oh, I can't catch them. There's like the green bar up there's a little stamina bar. You get higher point fish. We can get this question mark thing. And there's some kind of weight to your hook. So you can only hold so many fish. You start catching too much, you'll end up going back up. And you have to navigate back up and try to do a better job of avoiding stuff than I do. The white fish and the goldfish give you different points. Yeah, I can't, my stamina didn't have enough. I'm gonna guess we don't want to hit the mines. Seems pretty obvious to me. And if you get it to the point where it's too heavy, I think you just lose all your fish. And you can actually zip up a little faster, as well as hold the little stamina thing lets you either hold in place, dive down a little bit faster on the way down, or dive up faster on the way up. Let's see, did we do all the auto upgrades? I think we did. We'll back out of here, go collect these again. Let's see here, collect those. We'll go over here and do the mine. Now, this is basically just digging. So you're going to get 1 point for the brown rock, 2 points for the iron. I think it's like copper, iron, and gold or something like that. And actually, we can go in and do the upgrades, just get this all upgraded first. We can go in here and let's see here. You dig down into here. I don't know what this thing is. Not sure what that means. I have not seen this yet. There is a stamina bar up here, so that counts down. Every time I dig in the dirt, that counts my stamina down. So we've got one more dig left, and that's the best I've done. Let's see here. There's options for faster digging, more stamina, digging further, like we could just dig straight down. What's this thing do? I don't know what these things are. They're worth 10. So there's different values for whatever you pick up. Let's see, what are some of these? There's bombs you can run into, stamina potions, extra stamina. You can see further, get more gold, orange gems, base value of 10. Let's see here, what do we get? Earlier orange gems, so they come up faster, more orange gems, things like that. So there's a lot of options in here. What are the chest pieces? Super special potion. Okay. That is the mining minigame. I kind of like that one. The fishing one's okay. I kind of like the mining one quite a bit. Now, if you're just sitting here in the overworld and you press the enter key, you will actually fly. Oh, you know what? We need to go back over here. We need to go back to here and we need to go touch the cauldron. I don't have enough to brew anything yet. But if I had stuff to brew, if I had enough of these points, I could come down here and max all these out, hit brew. That is going to give you the points for your character, which I guess I should show this also. Here's your party menu. You can have this thing auto build your party. When you've got everybody upgrade, when you've got your NPCs upgraded, they will show power level. So if you don't have points allocated for them, they will have a lower power level. You allocate points on the next tab over where the talent tree is. And then you can select your party members here. There is Spirit, which I believe affects your entire party. So you get like bonus HP for all heroes, armor, things like that. And let's see here. There's Auto Battle. There's the little skit thing and your miscellaneous tab. I don't know what this tab is yet. But on the party select, you have all your different heroes. If you select a hero, it will actually tell you what they do. So like this guy deals burning damage. This one deals shock damage. This one deals poison, freeze, bleed, fizz damage. There's some that are tanks. Like this guy's more of a tank. He heals himself. He's called Tankston. So you get the idea with that one. I think Shieldra is basically, she's another tank. There are healers in here. Is this the one that's the healer? This one moves people around. It might be this one. Remove stacks of negative effects, things like that. I thought there was one that actually like healed you. Maybe it was this one. But then there's other ones that have attacks. This one deals physical damage to all enemies. They get like a limit break or whatever as they do enough combat, and they'll tee off and go do like his attacks, everything with the super swing. Hers is super careless cast, so she casts 5 random spells on random foes. Basically the bottom down here where it's got the rapid shots, or there's a blue one for their normal attack and yellow for their limit break, if you want to call it that. On the talent tree, you can actually go in here and I'm not sure what this talent tree is for, or what that one is there, because this is your main hero. That's the Cauldron chick. You can actually go in here and do preset build for caster or preset build for skill and special caster. Same thing with this one. Like you go to the frog guy, he's got multiple presets, so you can pick whichever preset you want to focus on, and then it will automatically apply points for you. That is the talent tree. The spirit tree, I think we looked at a little bit earlier. This is basically for all heroes. And then you've got the auto battle section over here. You can actually tell what your characters are going to do, and you can select it. And what do you want to do? Least target the least armor, always use the skill, never use the special, things like that. Like you can tweak all this if you want. I haven't messed with it. I just kind of left it the way it was, but there is a way to tweak the auto battle part. The miscellaneous, I have not messed with that at all. I left all those the same. I don't know what copy does. Positions is basically where your heroes are going to be in the battle. So I just there's another thing where you can just tell it to auto position people. I think that's auto party build is on, and somewhere there's an auto position that pops up. And then there's like little skits that they'll have a dialogue that comes up. That's what this is all about. So there's a ton of different dialogue to unlock. You can see there's like, where was that one? It's 250 of these. So there's a whole ton of different things that, a lot to unlock basically. And that is pretty much the skill tree or the passives. There are people to save. You got to go like find these little guys around here. Every once in a while you'll get passive points out of them. And somewhere down here is the mine. What I wanted to go do is show this here. Is it this? Cart. Now this is pretty cool. So there's different levels to it. I'm not exactly sure what the different levels are yet. I have not gotten to this one. Is there an auto buy upgrades? Sure, we'll do that. I haven't played this too much, but I love Vampire Survivor type games. This little mini game is basically Vampire Survivors. So you will want to, you can actually escape. I'm not sure what they're showing you on this. It looks like those two combine together and get bigger. And as you run over the heroes that you've unlocked, you can actually pick them up to help you out. So like Vampire Survivors, you're going to pick up different weapons, but the different weapons are the different heroes. So you may have somebody that slashes really close. You may have somebody that shoots like a shotgun. And I haven't quite figured out how to pick the different heroes and choose between which hero I want to use and which one I don't. But as you run over them, you'll get more and more heroes. In the upgrade section, there are these, which gives you increased cart size so you can pick up more and more heroes. So let's dive in and do this. The red arrow that's over here is taking us to the exit, and we have room for 4 heroes. So we're going to go ahead and pick up That's 3. We got room for one more. And we're going to pick up that one. So basically you'll see, you pick up these things, you get XP, as you level up, you get, decreased skill cooldown and damage buff to strength for this one, number of projectiles there, decreased cooldown here. I'll take the increased projectile count. So there's a ring that pops off every once in a while. That's one of the heroes. I'm still not quite sure what all the heroes do exactly. And like I said, if you go, I'm not sure which hero is going to get kicked out. I guess it went to the first one. So if I go pick this one up, he's going to get dumped out. And I'm not necessarily sure. I feel like it's kind of random who gets dumped out. I'm sure there's some rhyme or reason to it, but I haven't exactly figured it out. And then as you level these up, I think they go to like level 5 or something like that. And that, we'll pick him. That's the numbers next to him. Let's see, I'm not getting her again. We'll just level that one up. I believe they go to level 5. I think that's where it cuts off. So you want to survive and live to level 5. There is an exit. That's what that arrow's pointing to, which I keep meaning to go over there. We'll level her up. She's level 2 now, so she's going to do a little bit more. I'm not sure what the gold bars that shrink around the outside are. Unless that's the attack about to go off. You do have to shoot your way through this thing to get out. So if you want to actually exit, you have to kill that thing off. Wish I had whoever it was that was doing the big circle. That was pretty handy. And of course, if you die, if you lose all your life, you will actually you're done. That's the end of it. It's just like Vampire Survivors. So there is a dash. So if I hold space, that yellow bar over here drops down. And I may have them. There's a healer involved. One of these heroes is a healer. So as you take damage, you will actually recover from it. So if we go take a bunch of damage in here, if it is the healer, let's see here. I guess it's that one. You will eventually heal back up a little bit. Of course, I got to stop taking damage here. But these are the mini games that you're given. There's one more, the fishing mini game. There's another one that I either haven't found or I'm not sure why I don't have it, but it's not generating resources, so I either didn't go into it or forgot about it. Or if it's the ice fishing one and I just haven't completed it yet, so I'm not getting any resources. I'm not sure. The ice fishing one is hard. I think you'll get the idea. I'll just go ahead and die off on this one. Let's see, we'll just exit out of this. I want to go show some more of this. We have leveled up scored some points there. So we'll go ahead, get our broom on. If I get the broom on correctly. And you can also fly over terrain that you can't land in. So you would normally not be able to walk through this. It will just show red. So you can actually just skip across the map fairly quickly. If we go up here, this is the one that's tough. This thing goes on forever. Let's see, we go and drop our hook. There's all kinds of fish around here and you have to avoid all this. And the one that I tried just kept going further and further and further. Like it went way down. It probably went for a good minute and it just felt like a long period of time. So I'm going to go show you a little bit of combat here real quick. We'll zoom over to, this is basically the final, what I think is the final battle. And we will go in here and I am going to skip that. We're going to slow things down. So there is auto combat. And up here, you'll notice there is some boots. If I speed this up, you'll see the combat goes really quickly. And when you see that person's portrait, that's them hitting like their limit break or whatever and doing whatever they need to do. I obviously do not have the power level for this, so I just get defeated and that is that. So let's dive out of this real quickly because I can't show you combat on this one because I've already unlocked everything. Let me show you what, let's see, we'll do the tougher enemies one here for a second. So basically, if you go into any of these areas, you'll see that they light up as blue or red. If we go into the map section, you'll see this thing blinks up and are on and off. There's blue sections that are easy to fight. There's green sections that I can fight. There's red that's impossible. And then there's orange that I might be able to do. And then everywhere you see one of these little question or exclamation marks is a person to rescue. So we can rescue this guy at some point, but I have to do the combat for that. And this is very hard, and I just don't have the power level for it. I can go here. Oh, you also have the option to bribe. If you've got enough apples, fish, and stone, or rocks, or whatever this is, you can bribe this and unlock it so you don't have to actually do the combat. But we'll go ahead and do combat in here. And this is going to be actually manual combat because I don't have everything unlocked yet. So we're going to place the hero there, place the hero there. And this, basically when the game first starts out, this is a brand new setup. I can't do anything with auto battle yet because I haven't unlocked it. But once I do, I will be able to auto battle. Now at this point, I have to manually pick stuff. So we're going to go and attack. It looks like we can attack any of these. So we'll attack that one. And I just did 1 damage. It's very pathetic. So we'll go over here and do this. Theoretically, what you want to do is actually go do some mini games and level up a little bit. So we'll back out of this and escape. And then we'll go do a mini game or two. Try to get some stuff generated here. And that's, I tried to go too far, I guess. Probably didn't want to go that far over. We are not going to get very many apples because that just counted down fairly quickly. But we can do upgrades, auto upgrade, and let's try again. I want to get some stuff for the Cauldron. The Cauldron gives you bonus points for your character. It also gives you storage for like apples and stuff like that. So we've got 3 apples at the moment. Let's go grab a couple of more of these. Give you an idea how the Cauldron actually works. But we need a few apples in here. All right, let's see. Do we have enough? Oh, we're auto gathering anyway. Yeah, we've got enough. So we need 7 fish. Let's see if we can go generate some fish. And get him. Oh, missed. Oh, so I don't have the upgraded area yet. So I can only go to the bottom of the screen. Let's see here. We'll get away from that stuff there and just happen to go catch them all. Great. Totally negated all my points. I think they made it to where you can actually tell where these fish are going to go. I think I read in one of their patch notes that you'll see them turn, and that's going to show that's going to indicate where they're going. So they'll turn to look left or right or something like that. And that kind of gives you a chance to either get away or try to catch them. All right, we should have enough fish. Yeah, we've got enough of everything. So we should have enough of everything. So we come over here. We can do max, max, and max. If I go down here and brew, it's now given me a bunch of banners because I now have the quick menu unlocked. Press and hold the action button to activate it, whatever that is. I get 3 talent points for all heroes. The apple collection box is increased. The fish collection box and rock collection box are both increased. So that means that this thing, I believe it's that thing there, you can actually collect more. So you'll be able to hold a lot more, basically. Yeah, there's the upgrades for them right there. Now, let's see, we go into here. I think it's already, it's already allocating talent points. So we've got power level 59. We should be able to take this fight. Hopefully. You can use the prior setup if you want. And we fight. Unfortunately, these guys do like 1 damage, and this stuff's hitting fairly hard, I guess. I feel like I'm getting blasted. Because you're only doing like 1 damage, and you're just getting wrecked by all this stuff. I have a feeling we're not going to survive. Now, her skill here will cast 3 random spells. It costs 1 energy. That's the energy up there. I guess that's your limit break, and then your energy bar for each one. So this is going to cast these spells on all of these, or some of them. So they'll get poisoned and caught on fire and things like that, which love catching things on fire. And then they'll just slowly die off in the background, which is great. Makes the fight go better. So the skills really help a lot as you develop them or put points into them or whatever. You just kill all that stuff off. See if we can kill this thing off. Still not quite certain on the what can attack what, you know, certain things in certain rows can't attack other things. Still not entirely sure of that. And once I got the auto battler part unlocked, I just left it on auto battle. I didn't bother going through and manually doing any of these fights. Oh, we can do skill. And there's only one, so that thing's going to get hit with 3 different spells. If you die, like you just go to the next. You just retry the fight if you want. And there are times where it will say that you can, like you are successful, like it will show blue or green against it. But I've actually died because there's just so many monsters there and I just didn't do enough damage or took too much damage. So even though you can win the fight, you can still fail it. Let's see here. We are slowly killing this thing. Some of these monsters are pretty tanky, especially if you're doing like 1 damage. So it's good when you get a decent hit like that where it throws all those spells on there and just blasts them. Nope, we got the skill we can use. Hit that thing with all the spells we can. Do a little burning damage on there. Oh, we can do our special. So should have nuked that thing off the map. Apparently not. Okay. When you do the auto battle, it will just automatically tee off all that stuff. You can just watch it and it'll cast all that. But that's pretty much the way the game plays. And all this darkness is locked out. So I have all of this to unlock. And there's the multiple game modes. And this is probably a good time to cut the video off because that is pretty much essentially everything that I've played. You played the little mini games to generate stuff that you go into the Cauldron with to let's see, can we do max? No, we can't do max anymore. So you play the little mini games, then you come over to the Cauldron. These convert over into stuff that levels up your characters. As you get player power level and you level up your characters, get more power level and things like that with your, go to the talent screen, level all that up. Your power level will increase. You can actually, I can have up to 5 party members. So if I can go over here and do this combat, I don't remember if that's one you could pick up or not, but there are various NPCs around here. And if you go look at the map, you will see that there's a whole bunch of different NPCs on here. As you unlock more NPCs, you saw the roster that I had on the other game mode that I had, or other save. But the more heroes you have, the more that they're built up, the higher your power level, the more you can take on. Like this is totally, well, these are green. This one's too high a power level. This is higher than what my power level is, so I can't fight it. This one is on par with my power level. You'll also notice that there's like a 1 here. Does this one have something different? Now, some of these have 1, 2, 3, where you've got to fight different waves. So it'll fill the screen on the right with a bunch of monsters. And then when you kill those off, there's another wave of monsters that comes in. And then another wave once you've cleared those out. I think there's only 3. I don't know that it goes to 4. But that's pretty much the game. There's the mini games. There's the combat portion of it. There's all the different game modes that there are. And it's pretty cool. The only negative that I have to this game is it's a little cutesy looking and some of the dialogue's pretty cheesy. But I mean, that's like the only complaint that I have. The game looks good. It plays good. It's very interesting. There's a lot of cool ideas here. The minigame concept, there's another game I've got, an actual idle game that's got a bunch of mini games to it. So the minigame concept is out there and people are iterating, doing their own thing with different versions of it. And I don't know, I've dug this game quite a bit. It's pretty cool to check out. If you are interested in it, I will have a link down in the description box below. But that is going to do it for this video. We will catch you on the next one. Take care.